Today we are going to be walking on the Rainbow Falls Trail here in Great Smoky National Park. This is an area with bear activity, so it's possible we could see a bear on this trip. So this is an area that was burned in the fire that occurred here in the Smoky Mountains several years ago. Now on the beginning of this trail, we're going to be walking through a boulder field. And we'll be ascending the trail, I think about 1,300 feet. It's marked as a moderate to strenuous trail, and so it's going to take a little bit of work to make it to the Rainbow Falls. We've just heard a hooded warbler appear in the trees. I could record it, and I caught a glimpse of it, but I didn't really get a good look. I saw it for a second and it flew off. Behind me, we're looking at a flowering rhododendron bush here. As I was filming these rhododendron, a bumblebee actually landed on my iPhone on one of the flowers. I guess it thought my iPhone was an actual flower. All right, so we're nearing the end of the boulder field and moving into deeper in the forest. So we can hear several bird species here, including the blue-headed vireo and the red-eyed vireo, also the eastern towhee, There's cardinals around, and also we're hearing Carolina wrens. We can see the cloudy mists over the Smoky Mountains here. So we're getting pretty high up now, and I'm in an area here where there are a lot of dead, I believe, hemlock trees. I don't know if this is because of the past fire or if this is due to the woolly adelgid blight. Once we get in the middle, we're passing through old growth forest. There's a lot of big trees here. It's really impressive. Look at the size of these fallen trees behind me. So inside this tree behind me, when you look inside this gaping hole here, you can see the charring from the fires that occurred here several years ago. So yeah, we can see evidence of the fires here when we look inside the trees. Here we are at the first bridge. I guess we're about 1.8 miles in, roughly. We just heard a pileated woodpecker drilling in the background. So it is possible to see bears out here. Black bears are the most densely populated here in the Great Smokies than anywhere else in the US. In the past, bears apparently had it better because in the past, the American chestnut used to dominate the eastern coast forests. When the blight hit in the 1800s and destroyed all of the American chestnut, they're practically all gone. We don't see them anymore. The bears and many other animals lost a major food source, all the chestnuts that dropped from the trees. So it's speculated that in the past, the bears were actually larger in the region because they would fatten up on these chestnuts before going into hibernation each year. Now they can't do that, so they don't have quite as good of a food source. They tend to fatten up on acorns, which are less predictable. Sometimes they even fail masting in some years, and this can pose problems for the bears. So these forests were once an amazing food source for bears. So we found a small waterfall here before we get to the larger Rainbow Falls. So here we are at the Rainbow Falls. This is the largest single drop of a waterfall in the Great Smoky Mountains. It's not the tallest waterfall, but it's the tallest single drop. Okay, there are waterfalls that are higher, but they fall down in several drops. So that was Rainbow Falls. This is one of the nicest waterfalls to see in the park. And I'd certainly agree with that. It was pretty fantastic. So starting to descend after Rainbow Falls. So the hike down should be all downhill. So hopefully it'll be a little less strenuous than the way up, although up wasn't too bad. After sitting by the falls, way up there in that altitude, I feel very refreshed. I'm cool. I'm as cool as I was before I even started the hike. So coming down is a whole lot easier than going up, and so the walk down is a breeze. Here we're at an area with a great lookout. You can really see out over the mountains. We had a great walk here at Rainbow Falls Trail and Great Smoky Mountains National Park here in Tennessee. We saw some spectacular scenery, got to see some birds, got a nice walk along a rocky stream here, and of course got to see the Rainbow Falls, which was pretty spectacular. Unfortunately, we didn't see a bear, which was what I wanted to see the most, but that hasn't happened yet. But there's still a little time left on the trail, so maybe. Thanks a lot, everyone, for taking a walk with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.